Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Data Talks in Lauren. This is a show we talk about emerging trends in the data world to enable people to stay informed. In today's session, we're going to discuss how data plays a key role when it comes to retaining our customers and also engaging with them for us to be able to keep working with them even in future projects and much longer time. So what are the benefits that data plays? What is a use case that we can use to even use in our other organizations to enable our clients to be able to be sustainable, and what are some of the challenges that organizations are facing when it comes to using data to engage with our customers. With me today is a colleague who happens to be my boss. I'll let him introduce himself at this point. Welcome, Gideon.
Thanks, Lauren, for having me. My name is Gideon Aswani, Managing Partner of Pathways International Limited. Excited to be on this show to engage in this very interesting topic of data and customer service and customer management.
So first of all, Gideon, what would you say is a definition of customer engagement?
Well, customer engagement, looking at it in the context of what is possible with data, can be looked at as a way of digitally engaging with the customer, delivering superior experiences. And unlike business models before, whereby the focus was C to B,
yes,
now we are seeing a lot of what we call B2C. Because of lots of choices and preferences by customers,
right,
businesses are compelled to look at ways and means of engaging and reaching out to customers in a manner that delivers what I like to call a superior experience.
okay,
And most importantly, on platforms that they prefer to be at any specific time. So customer engagement is all about delivering those superior experiences in a manner that really excites the customer,
yes,
and in the preferred mode of delivery, and at the right time and on the right channel.
okay.
Yes.
What would you say are some of the use cases or any use case that you've used data to enable the sustainability of a customer?
Right, of course, I mean, if you look at how this was done before,
Yes.
we had situations whereby a business would give probably a toll-free line or a customer service line where customers would call, and depending on whether the agents are busy, will be kept on hold for a very, very long time,
Okay.
which can be a very frustrating experience, just
Right.
that waiting experience. But with data and technology today, it is very possible to create what we call automated customer support that is
Right.
available 24/7, 365. This is by use of chatbots that can actually engage with customers
Yes.
without putting them on hold. And if you look at actually how chatbots work,
Yeah.
this is a cognitive technology whereby you can have one bot actually engaging with as many as 20,000
Right.
concurrent customers or users.
Yes.
And you can imagine, compared to a situation whereby we put you on hold and you have to wait until the next agent is available.
Yeah.
Bots are able to deal concurrently with so many. And what happens is that in the event that a user or customer wants to talk to a real agent,
Yes.
these bots are able to actually hand you off to a human agent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mostly because customers tend to call for things that are repetitive, what we call frequently asked questions and issues. So we can train these bots
Yes.
to be able to respond appropriately, thus delivering a very superior experience.
Yeah.
And most importantly, these bots can actually be deployed on different channels.
Yeah.
So if you're the Facebook type of user,
Yes.
so we can actually deploy it on a Facebook channel. If you're an email type of a guy,
Yeah.
if you're sort of a web guy, we can
Yes.
do web, the same bots actually on the web.
Okay.
Generally across all multi-channels
Yeah.
to deliver those experiences. Yes.
Okay. Even automated voice calls.
Oh,
Like
yes,
what happens
definitely.
with Safaricom when you call a user?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
definitely. All those can actually be enabled
Yeah.
so that you give a customer choice
Yes.
in terms of getting issues resolved,
Right.
and thus driving that what we call customer engagement really.
Yeah.
You deliver superior experiences.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what will you say is the role of data in all this?
Of course, all this is underpinned by data.
Yes.
The only reason why we're able to engage at that level with customers is because we use data to get a very innate understanding of customers. So for example, if I had to decide whether to engage with you on Facebook, WhatsApp, or any other channel of choice, I don't take a guess. This is out of the fact that I've collected a lot of data about you as a customer. And I'm able to tell at a specific time the most preferred channel for you is this one as opposed to the other one. So you may find a user or customer during morning hours is busy on email. So email becomes a very viable channel for communication. In the afternoon, probably they're on Facebook. In the evening, you're most likely to catch them on WhatsApp. Twitter. So you don't waste time and effort and energy trying to communicate with a customer on a channel that they're not available at a specific time. So the role of data is really, maybe 3 or 4 fold or more. In the sense that first we collect a lot of customer data to understand their behavior preferences. Then number 2, we also collect a lot of user data in terms of behavior when they're interacting with services or products, such that we can tell when, for example, if it's an e-commerce application, if a customer puts stuff in the cart and then abandons them at checkout, then we collect that data and we know why did they abandon this thing in the cart. So we're able to do follow-ups in terms of communicating maybe offers about the same thing that was left in the cart. We could also see probably what sort of items they're buying on that e-commerce platform. And then that can form a basis for us to engage on a very personal level and offer personalized services to customers. So that's all underpinned by data.
Right. So based on that, some of the benefits that companies can gain from when it comes to using data to engage with their customers.
Number 1, scaling and automating customer support on a 24 hours, 365 basis. Number 2, collecting a lot of data which can drive innovation. Number 3, get deeper insight about your customers. And you can imagine if you really understand your customers that well, it opens a whole sort of area of opportunities in terms of even new product development, rolling out things that will delight your customers. And number 3, the very basics for engaging digitally with a customer is that you have to understand them. So businesses cannot ignore that, the importance of data. But even as you collect personal data about customers, and of course you have to worry about things like the privacy of users. Must be secured, it must be guaranteed. You must issue fair processing notices to customers. And you must tell them actually why. So the most important thing for businesses also, you must not run afoul of the laws around personal data protection and privacy issues.
Alright, so what would you say are some of the opportunities a business can take advantage of? Because right now there's so many things ongoing, like for example you mentioned chatbot. So what are some of the opportunities that other businesses can take advantage of?
Of course, the most obvious one is chatbot. We've got other applications that ride on chatbot platforms. This is whereby you can actually set up very personalized messaging with your customers using systems that are able to broadcast what we call generic messages right across all your customers. So you go to your CRM, you want to send a generic message. So again, you tag the users in your CRM based on what you want to send, and then you communicate. Then you can also refine that kind of messaging outside the chatbot platform, whereby then now you send very personalized one, and you monitor when they're opened, when they're read, and you initiate follow-up action that's totally automated, and at the same time monitoring what is happening. So you can actually get sentiment analysis from that particular engagement. You can actually do analytics in terms of just how your customer service is actually going on. And that's just how advanced it has become. So if you've got agents who are serving your customers or users, you want to know how effective they are. You want to monitor things like the time it takes to resolve issues. You want to look at how happy the customers are via feedback surveys. And at the end of the day, of course, to engage with the customer and to avoid things like churn.
Yeah.
You can tell whether a customer is happy or whether a customer is unhappy, and that forewarns you, and that then now you can actually be proactive in terms of reaching out to customers that you can clearly tell they are very unsatisfied with the service they're getting.
Right.
So for business, really, those sort of use cases and opportunities will be able to make you increase what we call customer lifetime value.
Yes.
You can actually increase retention.
Yes.
And also you can actually do acquisition of more customers.
Right.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say are challenges that a business can face in this whole process? Because I mean, there's a lot that comes with this.
Yeah, I think one of the challenges that I imagine businesses would face, number one, they don't exist in a vacuum, and they've been having certain systems that have been serving them.
Right.
So one of the things we've found that is very difficult is to abandon old methods.
Yes.
So they like to stick with what they call tried and tested. Number two, organizational culture impacts also how these technologies are actually absorbed.
Yes.
In the sense that technology doesn't work on its own, it works with people. If you look at a framework within which you introduce these things, you have an organization, you have customers, you have technology, you have your own staff, your own processes and all these things. So you can't just say it's technology, you must address culture issues.
Yes.
So you must drive a culture of being data aware.
Yes.
And recognizing the potential that data has in terms of just transforming the way you look at business and how you can create new value and deliver superior experience. Yes.
Right.
So I think the greatest for me would be people in the organization and culture.
Yes.
There's I wouldn't call it a maxim, but a phrase that we like to use, whereby we say you could even have the best sort of strategy.
Yes.
But one thing that happens, especially in organizations that have a long history and have been around for so long and have been using legacy systems, culture in such kind of organization tends to have strategy for breakfast, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So you build a very nice strategy, but then the culture in the organization just eats it.
Yes.
And you get frustrated. A lot of initiatives do not come to anything.
Yes.
Frustration sets in.
Yeah, because
and
you
then,
spent a lot of money.
Definitely.
Yeah,
and you don't see ROI.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, your customers are frustrated.
Right.
And you see a lot of churn. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Gideon, there's this phrase you like using about the 3 types of people, please.
Yes.
You can throw that one here.
Yes. I like that. Yeah. I always say when you're dealing with people, especially if you have to manage, lead people, develop people, you must understand the kind of people that you're working with.
Yes.
And even in data initiatives, there are 3 types of people.
Yes.
There are people who you must tell, actually let me phrase it this way. There are issues. Why, what, and how.
Yes.
Now, there's somebody you just need to tell why.
Yes.
And then understand the what and how of doing it. Now, this type of person, the leadership approaches that you use in managing this person are totally different. They usually don't like, you being all over them.
Yes.
So you define, and then you let them do it. They're like a participative sort of leadership or management style.
Right.
And there are people who you have to tell them the what and why, and they know the how.
Yes.
So you define what's the goal, and what do we need to do. But then they know then this is what we need to do in order to achieve the why and what. Again, of course, their leadership style is totally different. So you must recognize who this type of guys are. And then there's the last guy who you must tell the why, the what, and the how. And I'll give a typical example. This is a really low skill level guy. Even if you told them to dig a pit here, you must say, look, take an axe, a pickaxe, take a spade, and then take a stick that's probably 1 meter long. You lift your pickaxe, hit the ground, take a spade, remove the soil, and you keep doing that. Then you take your yardstick. When the yardstick reaches here, then stop and call me. So, I mean, you can imagine that type of a password
Yes.
you only tell why. It will be an absolute disaster.
Right.
And also, when you're rolling out these data initiatives and taking advantage of digital opportunities, you must understand who you're dealing with. So, and that's why we are saying culture and understanding people
Yes.
is very, very important. We don't want to leave anybody out, but also we must respect the limitations that each and every person has.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we've covered it all. Am I forgetting anything?
Not quite, really,
Yeah.
unless you want to ask me more, but I guess.
It's becoming nice, the conversation, right?
You like it?
Yeah. Anyway,
Yes.
so I think maybe to end, you can just tell people what Pathways does
Oh, yes.
as we conclude.
All right, Pathways, we are a business focused technology and digital transformation company. That's a mouthful, really. We do quite a lot of things.
Yeah.
We do development of software applications,
Yes.
mobile apps,
Yes.
web, and desktop. We do digital transformation projects, mainly around AI and machine learning. We also train and build capacity around data analytics in partnership with local universities, namely Strathmore University, School of Business, Riara University, and Tom Ware University, which recently got a charter.
Right.
So we are collaborating on projects whereby we offer executive training programs that are really practical
Yes.
around the area of data analytics. Also, we do offer services around Data Protection Act compliance, whereby we do assessments, we help our customers to be compliant, we develop implementation roadmaps, and we roll up our sleeves and help customers to actually implement the provisions of the new data law.
Yeah.
We also have other partners like Microsoft, AWS, Infobip, and we collaborate and co-sell their solutions.
Right.
We've got staff who are, certified by both AWS and Microsoft and Infobip. So really, we are a digital transformation company.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think about the show so far?
Well, I must say I've been a big fan of this show.
Yes.
I've watched all the episodes.
Right.
And I know we've discussed for a long time.
Yes.
Me coming on this show, and I'm really excited.
Yes.
And I'm really grateful for you having me on the show.
You're welcome.
I'm looking forward to future ones, and
Yes.
definitely I'll keep watching as we try to, sensitize people around this very exciting topic that I like to call the data opportunity and digital transformation.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Joy and Lauren, for having me.
All right.
Thank you.